Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And this is my last pre-filmed, pre-recorded video on this channel, so I'm probably getting ready to come back from Las Vegas, Nevada. I hope we've had a great time. But I wanted to read from one of my favorite meditation books, and that is The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty. I talk about it on here all the time. And I just was kind of flipping through, and I was going back in July, because I haven't read a lot from July. So I wanted to pick one that I thought was really pertinent. And one of them, the one that I had picked was called Fear, and it is July 28th, but I turned the page to read the rest of it on the back. And the next one for July 29th was called Have Some Fun. And I thought, you know, this is so appropriate. Like, I talk about all this kind of like deep stuff on here and like, let's change the world and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, let's talk about having some fun. Like, having some fun is so important. It really, really is. Whether it's reading a book, hanging out with your friends, you know, watching a Netflix movie or series. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do. You know, driving in the car, getting a fountain pop, talking to your friends on the phone, singing, dancing, going out with your friends, whatever. It's time to have some fun, okay? You don't need 50 people to have fun with. You can have fun all by yourself. Sometimes I have the best fun by myself, you know? So let's talk. I'm going to read this. It's kind of a long meditation. Have some fun, July 29th. Have some fun. Loosen up a bit. Enjoy life. We do not have to be so somber and serious. We do not have to be so reflective, so critical, so bound up within ourselves and the rigid parameters others, and often ourselves, have placed around us. This is life, not a funeral service. Have some fun with it, enter into it, participate, experiment, take a risk, be spontaneous. Do not always be so concerned about doing it right, doing the appropriate thing. Do not always be so concerned about what others will think or say. What they think and say are their issues, not ours. Do not be so afraid of making a mistake. Do not be so fearful and proper. Do not inhibit yourself so much. God did not intend us to be so inhibited, so restricted, so controlled. These repressive parameters are what other people have imposed upon us, what we have allowed to be done to us. We were created fully human. We were given emotions, desires, hopes, dreams, and feelings. There is an alive, excited, fun-loving child in us somewhere. Let it come out. Let it come alive. Let it have some fun. Not just for 2 hours on Saturday evening. Bring it with us. Let it help us enjoy this gift of being alive, being fully human, and being who we are. So many rules, so much shame we've lived with. It simply isn't necessary. We have been brainwashed. It is time now to free ourselves, let ourselves go, and enter fully human into a full life. Don't worry. We will learn our lessons when necessary. We have learned discipline. We will not go awry. What will happen is that we will begin enjoying life. We will begin enjoying and experiencing our whole self. We can trust ourselves. We have boundaries now. We have our program for a foundation. We can afford to experiment and experience. We are in touch with ourselves and our higher power. We are being guided, but a frozen inanimate object cannot be guided. It cannot even be moved. Have some fun, loosen up a bit, break a few rules. We won't be punished by God. We do not have to allow people to punish us, and we can stop punishing ourselves. As long as we're here and alive, let's begin to live. Today, I will let myself have some fun with life. I will loosen up a bit, knowing I won't crack and break. God, help me let go of my need to be so inhibited, proper, and repressed. Help me inject a big dose of life into myself by letting myself be fully alive and human. You know, one of the questions I get asked a lot from people is, how at your age are you able to just dance it out and just be stupid on video and stuff? And, you know, the real answer to that is, I don't really know. I just don't. You know, like, it's not a whole lot different than if you saw me in my real life. Like, if you saw me in my car, I'm always the music blasting, just dancing and lip syncing to stuff. And Tanya and I are just like always shouting out things that, you know, the other day we were in the gas station. I talked about this on my vlog that I had made with her. And like this guy came in and he had no shoes on. We're like, hey, no shirts, no shirts, no shirts, no shoes, no service. And he thought it was real funny. And, you know, it's just like, well, I don't know how funny he thought it was, but we thought it was real funny. You know, and it's like, you gotta have fun in life, you know? Life is too short. There are times to be serious. There are times to be proper and appropriate. There are times that it's inappropriate to be dancing and shouting things at people, like at a funeral. That's probably not the time. But I think a lot of us start taking ourselves and our lives so seriously that we forget to have fun. You know, turn on some music around the house, dance. I always talk about how my mom used to dance in the kitchen. She loved to turn on music, and while she was cooking or doing dishes or ironing clothes for the next day, which she always did in the kitchen, I don't know why, she would put on music and she'd dance around the kitchen. She loved it, you know? And she doesn't have that opportunity anymore. So when I have the opportunity to dance in the kitchen or dance in my car or dance anywhere, I turn up the music, I blast it as loud as it'll go, and I dance. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.